How you going, Elliot? What's been happening? What are you up to on this fine Thursday evening? Oh yeah, thanks for sharing. So what are you up to? What are some of the usual content you see on lives? I see some weird stuff, hey. I don't use it much, but I see some really weird lives. It'd be like someone in Thailand, like on amphetamines, like some dude in a dress, like dancing for money, just looking like really malnourished. It's really strange, hey. Dude, I had a piece of bread tonight, had half a burger, took half the roll off, had the half of it. Felt like shit all night. Something about bread fucks with your head, hey. Oh yeah. Do you ever just feel like just really stupid? Because I was just lying in bed before, I couldn't sleep, and just my internal monologue, I was like, just feeling like I'm like a basic bitch, you know? Like, if you just analyze the inner monologue of my mind, it was like basic song lyrics and like, it's hard to know if you're actually stupid or not. Thanks, Kev. What a legend. Oh shit. I'm just doing some exercise. It's only 11 o'clock. Yeah, but at least I admit it, Kev. I was listening to this National Socialists on Rumble before. It's 11:11 in Queensland. Giorgio, I'm just saying hello. If you give me a chance, I can explain. So I was watching these guys on Rumble. They call themselves like National Socialists, and I was saying how like Australia's for white people, but I'm like, what do you mean by that? Because like French, Italian, English, they're really different, you know? Like French people would be disgusted to be put in the same category as English. And frankly, I don't really identify with Southern Italians. So I don't really understand. What's up with you, Giorgio? What's going on? You know? You asked a lot of questions, but you don't really give much. It's a bit late for dinner. We just went out for dinner. It's quite the mission you got there, lad. You'd have to kill me first. Good luck. I mean, it doesn't really make much sense to have two dinners though. And what does it mean by munch me up? No woman likes munching things up. You sound like a virgin to me. And you look like you're on a watch list. That's about probably the smartest thing you've ever said in your life, Will. I hope your father's very proud. And his father's very proud. You sound like a very intellectual young man who contributes a lot to society, Will. I hope you have 10 children because I really want the gene pool to be infected with your DNA. mate. That's exactly right. Giorgio, I'm in Queensland. Can't you tell by the mop top? Come round, Will. I'm excited to meet you. Come on, Will. Come round, mate. Come round, mate. Excited to say hello. Come on, Will. Come round, mate. Come on, you dog. Come round, say hello, mate. Come. Thanks, Jasmine. That's right, Georgia. Yeah, tripping while doing weights. 183 centimeters. There's a real art to it. I'm not going to leave much to my kids, but at least I can teach them some good sculling competitions, some techniques. You know, it's very good, Will, to clean out your ears with some cotton buds at least once or twice a week. But make sure you try and go around the surface area and don't go too deep when you clean it out. If the earbud things don't work, I recommend going to your GP, and it's actually quite a satisfying experience. I've got this machine that can suck it right out for you. In addition, Will, if you work on a building site, I don't think it's worth it to be a hard cunt. Put earplugs in, you know? That's right, Will, what are friends for, you know? Look out for each other. We're all in the same race, you know? Well, it's part of the police skills from DBT. Have you heard of DBT? Dialectical Behavioural Therapy? Police skills, one of the first skills is that you get any medical attention that you need. It's first priority. Thanks, Will. You seem like a good bloke. You got good skin too. Mate, friend who needs a friend indeed, you know? And that's what this country is built on, it's camaraderie. It's mateship, the idea we're not born into a class factor. You know, as long as you're a good bloke, got a good sense of humour, you're one of the boys. I don't care where you come from, you're one of us now, mate. And I understand why you're a little bit intimidated by me. It's natural, you know? No, I'm just a clown. I'm no one. But the thing is that there is a jester's privilege. Like, the idea of being, fuck, I hate my hair. The idea of being the funny guy is that you're basically saying the truth in the element of humour, and you get away with saying things, like you expose truths. There's an art to it. There really is. I'm not funny, but I'm funny without even trying to. I'm never funny when I try to. Hey, no one likes to try hard. What's been happening, Jasmine? Why aren't you in bed? It's late. That's actually one of the police skills. No, it's the S acronym, sleep. Apparently they're teaching DBT in schools now. I thought that was fascinating. Yeah, I was homeschooled. I didn't have to squash my personality to fit in. You know what's weird? I find when I go out with my fiance to like restaurants and stuff, I get like more attention from women. It's very strange. And I guess it's like when you apply for a good job, they want you to have a reference from a credible organisation because they've done all the background checks for you. You know, it's an unfortunate part of Australian culture. The tall poppy syndrome. Anyone who's different, it's like really stamped out at a young age. They want everyone to be the same. Sports, gambling, drinking, weather, bitching. That's all you can talk about. Politics. Yeah, but it's like popcorn politics, you know? Those politicians don't even do anything. It all comes from the United States and Israel. Australia is just like the 51st state of the United States. You know? Politics is like one above sports. It's not much different. What the fuck's a burpee? I get you. But I mean, there's people above the scenes like calling the shots, you know? I was in Victoria during COVID, and Daniel Andrews, he wasn't making decisions for himself. He was literally puppet on a string. Do whatever you say. Do you really feel like these politicians have any power? Like Barnaby Joyce? You think he has power? In between his fucking Xanax and his double cognacs, he's out there running this country? Yeah, righto. You know, I was talking to my cousin a few months ago, and he reckons a fascist regime is the only way it can work. What's your thoughts on fascism? You know, I don't understand. In Australia, they say it's mandatory to vote, but in a democracy, you have to have an educated opinion. And most people, they are encouraged to be mediocre and undereducated. So how can they actually vote when they don't know what they're talking about? And people are very, very easily influenced. So to me, democracy doesn't work because it's so easy to sabotage like a mediocre mindset, you know? Like, you used to have to be a landowner to be able to vote back in the day. And to be a landowner, you couldn't just get a loan. You couldn't rely on usury. You couldn't print out fake money. It's based on wars. Like, I was just talking with Katya today. Yeah, and 18's a child, trust me. I was 18 once, I was a fucking child. So Katya, she's my fiance. Yeah, but they're children, you know, or they're sheep. Yeah? Why don't you just vote to fetuses? Like, you know, 1 kick for Biden, 2 kicks for Trump, you know, in the belly. What about aborted fetuses? Do they get to have a vote too? But in Ukraine, mate, nothing against sheep, except I don't want them choosing who runs the country. In Ukraine, it's very hard to get a loan. They don't give you loans. So people save up for an apartment. So they have incredible resilience. Average IQ in Ukraine, 104. And there's no woke propaganda in Ukraine. Maybe in like Kiev, but most of the people, they're not obsessed with this like LGBT, BLM stuff. They're not all taking pills, smoking dope all day, jerking off, because there's no fake money. They didn't make money from all these wars, printing out this usury, this debt-based currency, based on the military-industrial complex of the United States. So they've actually put resilience, and that's why they're being killed off in war now, because there's real men over there, and they're Christian, family-orientated. Woke means to me victim consciousness, white guilt, LGBT obsession. It means a hyper-prolific medication and the encouragement of SSRIs. It means staying dependent on the system, extreme bubble of government influence. It means more power to the state, less power to the landowner. It means everyone is working for the state with one overarching goal. It means lying to yourself for the sake of financial security. What black people are you referring to? Are you referring to Africans? Because I know a lot of people from Nigeria and they are killing it. They're killing it in the Western world. They're so thankful. What are you talking about? There's plenty of Sudanese people in the United States. They're fucking killing it, doing master's degrees, making $200K a year, popping out 5 kids, looking after themselves, producing art. During the 60s, they had a lower crime rate. They didn't have more kids now are aborted than are born. Martin Luther King was the biggest racist in history. I have a dream that one day everyone can be the same. All act like they're from Long Beach, California. All just sitting around, smoking dope, licking their own sweat. Just putting the keys in the ball, sharing each other's wives. Why is it seen as progress to make everyone act the same? Why can't people be different? Why can't cultures be unique? The idea of making everyone the same is disgusting. Let black people be black and let white people be white. Why are you trying to force indoctrination? Say you have to be the same. You all have to have big car loans. Why can't people be different? Why do you have to make everyone act the same? It's beautiful to have different cultures. Exactly, acceptance of difference. That's exactly what we need. It's acceptance of difference. Not everyone acting like woke Long Beach Californians or materialistic plastic people. Just hedonistic, materialistic, virtue deficient, victim consciousness. Everyone should be honouring their own heritage. Imagine this homogenous society. Like Japan opens its borders. Everyone comes in. There's no culture. There's no history. No one knows their identity. It's exhausting. Everyone puts all their energy into figuring out some person's moral code. They have no time for high conscious pursuits. Society has evolved over thousands of years. Normally, you'd never go more than 30 miles from your home where you're born. It's beautiful that Japan's Japan and Korea is Korea. China is China and Sweden is Sweden. That's beautiful. I don't want Sweden to be China. I don't want Indonesia to be Japan. It should be separate, and separate is beautiful. You don't want to mix chocolate cake with ramen. They're beautiful on their own. And it's not fair to ramen to put cake in with it. Yeah, well, 95% of marriages between African American men and Anglo-Saxon women end in divorce. Why do you think that is? Did you know there's a eugenics program? There's the owner, the CEO of eHarmony, which is a dating website, the internet. So eHarmony, it's a dating website. The CEO of eHarmony went out publicly and stated he's controlling the algorithms to encourage black men to match with white women, to try and push out of the gene pool Anglo-Saxons. It's literally a eugenics program to stop breeding, of people. Does that sound very ethical? Have you noticed that these days, everyone kind of talks the same, you know? And it's a shame. It's nice to have different accents, different cultures, you know? Like, there's kimonos for Japan, beautiful dresses. I don't want to see them in Daisy Dukes, like Californians. It's nice to have separate cultures. Indian clothes, beautiful. Beautiful clothes. Indian women, they look stunning. I don't want them in Daisy Dukes. It's nice to have Indian culture Indian. English culture, etiquette, organisation, fairness, pride. The value of nature. Fish and chips. The only constant is change. Only constant is change. Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I'm changing by voicing how I feel about things. I'm encouraging other people to say what's on their mind and not just discuss sports and women and drinking, because it doesn't seem to be working for us. I feel like it's about time that people start discussing things that are complex, because you're voicing that things should just stay the same. No, we can evolve and create. I just want, it's ignorant. Is it ignorant for me to want Japanese people to keep their culture? Is it ignorant for me to not want Indonesia to be overrun with pornography and drinking and toxic materialism? Why can't Indonesia be Indonesians? It's racist for me to want Indonesia to keep their cultural heritage. It's racist for me to not want Japan to be Japan. So Cinematography 69, are Japanese people racist for having their borders closed? Why don't you go to Japan and start burning down their government buildings? Huh? Cinematography 69, why don't you go to Japan? Go burn down the government buildings. If you're so against racism, go there right now. Go there right now and say, "Oi, you guys, open your fucking border, you cunts. Go on. Go say it to them. I want to see you. Go to Japan right now and tell them. Tell them to bring everyone in. Go on." Well, then why are you calling me names then? Put your money is where your mouth is, big shot. It's like me going to Saudi Arabia, and saying, going up to women on the street and slapping them on the ass. I mean, like, what? That's my culture. Where I come from, men treat women like objects, you know? Like, oh, I'm going to Saudi Arabia and just go up to them, squeeze them on the ass. Like, oh, no, where I come from, that's a sign, that's how we flirt. Because I'm Australian, Saturday nights, but it's very common. It's very common. What if I go around there wearing a singlet? I'm wearing a singlet, you know? Just like this. Be like, what's up? What's up? No, that's my culture. Deal with it, bitch. If you don't like my culture, you're racist. You know? What kind of mentality is that? Or like the Sikhs in India, I go around and say, "Oi, you guys, It's my culture that you show your hair. If you don't show your hair, it means you're being racist. I'm from Australia. My mum's from England. My dad's family's from Northern, Western Australia. It's a small town, a few hours northwest of Perth. Been there for a few hundred years. Came over from Scotland. But guess what? My family, I found out recently, they were Irish, but they had to change their name from Macmillan to Morgan. No, I didn't vote. Mia, what do you want? Because the racism against Irish was so prolific, they had to change their name. Because they wanted everyone to be the same. Do you see how fucked up that is? The Irish people had to change their name. Because they were so ostracized against. Do you see Irish people complaining now? They don't. Do they see them asking for free money? What Australians? What do you mean? What do you mean by support? I'm not Irish. I'm Australian. I'm having a conversation. This is how I talk. I'm actually happy as right now. I've never been happy in my life. I might just orgasm. Oh, my mum's English. David Duchovny. You like X-Files? What a shit show that was. You know what's funny? In India, they have people from a caste system that are literally lower than animals. But you don't see us going over human rights violations over there and saying, let them all be equal. Caste system be gone. You know? Everyone's focused on like 400 million people in the world of European descent. Such a minority. Such a minority? This giant pie graph is this many Europeans out of the entire pie. Everyone's obsessed with this little pie. Do I speak Hindi? No, I don't. David, Mr. Duchovny, I do not speak Hindi. But I do speak excellent English. I actually have a above average concept of the English language. Comes in very handy because the English language is the most exquisite, the most practical. God. Yeah, it could be. It could be. Have you ever thought about maybe you'd be taken more seriously if you didn't show a has-been actor from the 90s in your fake picture? And why do you have the number 69 in your title? 69 is a sex position. You realise there's kids on TikTok? You're trying to infect kids with your sexual fetishes? What are you, a fucking pedophile, mate? No, my focus is on UK and America because the greatest empire the world has ever seen is the United States Empire. And the United States is a derivative of the United Kingdom, as is Australia, New Zealand and Canada. And it's still the greatest empire the world's ever seen. Therefore, it is relative, and English is the international language of trade. Therefore, it is extremely relevant. Not to mention popular culture. Which nation has contributed to the popular culture? United States, England, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Dude, you go to Swanston Street in Melbourne. No, sir. Popular culture of countries that speak the English language. You go to Swanston Street in Melbourne, all these rich Chinese kids going to RMIT, they've all got Yeezys on. They fucking love it, mate. They can't get enough. They love it, mate. All these rich kids in China, they froth over Western culture. I can't get enough. They all want white chicks too. They all want white chicks. All these Chinese guys, all of them. Same as the basketball players in America. Can't get enough. They all want that white chocolate. Just based on my experience in my life. I said specifically Swanston Street in Melbourne. One street, sir. I didn't say the entire world, did I? Now you're putting words in my mouth, aren't you, David? You know, I don't wear Yeezys because I have taste, because I'm tactful, because I'm refined. I have etiquette and class, dignity. And did you know that most people have intergenerational wealth? They do not flaunt their money. It's actually a sign of tackiness, and it's taboo considered to flaunt your money with designer brands. That's really a sign of new money. And new money is filth. It's all plastic. You can't buy class. You cannot buy it. Yes, sir, I do. You look around at this world, you see mountains, you see lakes, you see the beauty of human consciousness. Undeniable, there has to be a creator. It's too beautiful and perfect in its imperfections. Getting tired, eh? I tell you what, cinematography, I have to be perfectly honest with you here. I am not obsessed, or not really focused on Jesus, to be honest. I find the Old Testament more interesting. And the devil, I think a lot of the Bible is metaphorical. And the devil, remember, it was the most beautiful of angels. And basically, it's symbolic. And it's basically, there's always two options in things, you know? There's a demonic entity and there's an angelic, holy entity. Well, Cinematography 69, you don't even have your name on there. You seem to me like you lack courage, sir. And I don't really respect men who have no courage, because you're hiding behind an X-Files character from the 90s, an average show. And you seem to make a lot of assumptions about me without even willing to get to know me. You can't respect your ideas, you don't even show your face. How do I know you're a human being, not a robot? You don't even let me finish a sentence. I've got thousands of videos out there. I don't know because you won't show me. You're hiding, you understand? Look at me. I've got everything out in the open and you're hiding. Oh, I'm getting in trouble. I think I'm making the missus up. I think Jesus is the perfect person to look up to aspire to. He's there as a guide of human behaviour, as someone to be like. He was a man of charity. He was a man of honour. When people try to make money in the churches, he fucking flipped up the tables. You know, he didn't take any shit. He's a man to look up to. It's beautiful. Look at this grass. What kind of comment is that? Thoughts on Australia? I mean, it's like saying, what's your thoughts on the sky? I love it, but I think America's a little bit better, because in America, they encourage ambition. Do I think ideas of Australia and patriotism yes, I have. I was in the United States in December last year. Do I think our ideas of Australia and patriotism are the same? Who's our? Oh, that's cool. Where'd you go? I went to San Francisco. I went to Las Vegas. I went to Atlanta, Georgia. I went to Orlando, Florida. I mean, I like the idea of camaraderie and mateship in Australia. I like the idea that if you've got a good sense of humour and if you're hardworking and you show resilience, then you're one of us. We don't care where you come from, as long as you're a hard worker, honest, and got a good sense of humour. Every country has friends. Dude, I hate short sentences like these. Like, can you be a little more specific? What do you mean by that? Every country has friends. No, they don't. England has the class system. In England, it's pretty much guaranteed the suburb you're born in decides your ability to succeed in life. Yes, it is. The idea of camaraderie and the idea of no class system is an Australian concept. I'm talking about the Western world, by the way. Fuck this, getting bored. Okay. Do you think where private schools are so entrenched? Fuck private schools, man. They do the most drugs, they're all having sex with each other. Screw that shit, man. I didn't go to school. I'm fine. Not all great people are isolated. No, I mean, you can be hardworking by being loving, by being kind, by being caring, by having a sense of humour, by being a shoulder to lean on, by being honest, growing a veggie patch. Putin, I'll tell you what, he's got a good walk, and he seems to have extreme control of his emotions, and it's quite a feat to be in power and not burn out. Regardless of his policies, the Russian people have done a lot for the world. They're very, very prolific in the scientific world and computer programming. And I really like Russian culture because they really look up to intelligence. And over there, the popular people in school are the ones who win like the chess championships. Whereas over here, it's like just the loudest person, you know? Got the most money from debt. Yeah, I think we can learn a lot from Russian culture. They're really into ballet, classical literature, extremely into coding, fine arts, and they're resilient. They're extremely resilient. They will literally burn down their own capital cities rather than have some stinking, smelly Frenchman take over. And I think that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's honor, integrity. And you read Dostoevsky, you read these novels, they have a really rich history. Ukrainians and Russians, extremely intelligent, hardworking Christian people. And that's why they're being massacred now. It's part of the eugenics program to get rid of all the honourable men, leave all the beautiful women alone for the taking. Well, I'll tell you the truth. I spent 5 years living in Korea as a teenager. So I've always felt a bit like an outsider. And my father spent many years in Europe when he was growing up, and the United States. So I don't really feel extremely tied down to this place. I love the land, the nature. They're friendly people. But there's a lot of parts of Australian culture I don't identify with. The alcohol-based culture, the extreme obsession with sports, promiscuous women. The only way you can compete is through violence, is through impulsive violence. Well, Pauline Hanson, if you were, when you were young, I'll tell you what, you probably have broken a few hearts, let me tell you. I've seen photos of you. You have very nice legs. No, they're not. How dare you? Cinematography 69? It's terrible. Terrible for the world. Women are very easily influenced. They think they may want one-night stands. It makes them absolutely miserable. I live in Hawthorne. It's full of middle-aged women with 2 dogs. they look depressed as fuck. It's not fun to have one night stand once a month with your colleague, spend the rest of your time on antidepressants with the ugly fucking dogs. Imagine if the young men of Australia weren't distracted by chasing skirt, what they would do. Get involved in politics, start a business, not sink booze all the time, kill their brain cells. Mate, I guarantee you, if you met face to face, we'd get along like a house on fire. It's simply the relationship of looking at me through a phone. You don't know who I am, what I'm like. You don't know my sense of humour. You don't know what my intentions are. This isn't a natural way to speak to each other. No, I'm in a monogamous relationship with my fiance, and I'm very happy in that relationship. And you are a mature age woman in your 50s or 60s, I believe. But it's also a strange question because we've never met. It's like, I don't even know I wasted your time by answering it. I was playing along with it. See? See? You don't even understand. Good night. Good night, Aussie boot babe. What do you look like? You look like... Hiya. Stomp on mental health. Well, I know exercise is good for mental health. It's part of the police skills. DBT, line dancer. Well, good on you for staying in shape. It's great for the mental health. Yeah, what's the other person? Yeah, Dichophony. See, if you met face to face, then you'd see my body language, my energy, and you can see like the twinkle in my eye. You would see that I'm just joking, you know? But because you're looking through me through a machine, it's hard to really garner my attention. Snow. I don't know if you realise this, Pauline, but one of the side effects of people that do that is that they're thin, and I'm a fat fuck. So you can't really accuse me of that. And I know it's quite intimidating that I've got a personality and I'm sober, but I'm sorry to say, some people are blessed with the gift of the silver tongue. Oh, yeah. Alright, I'm going to call it a day in a minute. Yep, it's styrofoam. I got this physique from lifting styrofoam. Got this... Nah, Pauline Hanson, she's definitely not on drugs. She seems like she's kept her figure, like she's in shape. Got good skin. She's composed, articulate. But I don't understand why people are so obsessed with diagnosing people on the internet with mental health disorders or accusing them of being on drugs, because I mean, what does it matter? Like Elon Musk, he's autistic, and every time someone drives a Tesla, they're not like every time they get in, they're like, did you know the person who created this car is autistic. It's like, what does it matter? He still created a car company. So what? You know? What about Richard Branson? Is he anything? You know? Like, what does it matter? And overdiagnosis is a really, it's part of control mechanism, you know? Like, overdiagnosis is rampant. Look at the psychological diagnostic manual from like 1960 versus now. The world hasn't changed that much, but there's like 500 times as many disorders because it's a for-profit business. ADHD, what a synchronicity that is. Yeah. What does it even matter? And you realise the reason why there's such a rampant levels of autism now is because people get money from the government every time they diagnose their kid. And schools get more funding when they have a lot of special needs kids who get good grades. So if they encourage their students to say, guess what, Mama, Papa, little Timmy, I think he's autistic. Get him diagnosed. You get more money from the government, you can sit at home and get Uber Eats on your fat ass, and then if he gets decent grades, we get more funding. We get to have a jacuzzi. You understand now? It's all about money. So people will literally give their child a false diagnosis so they can sit on their fat ass and get more money from Big Brother. And they ruin that fucking kid's life, and they're obsessed with these labels just so mum and dad can sit there with their third negatively geared property and be like, I'm a success. I've got a big car loan. I'm a success. I've got 3 kids with conditions, but at least I go on 2 cruises a year. All right. Thanks for the chat, everyone. Very productive. Nothing, Pauline. I'm just perfect. I'm just a perfect man in every single way. No, but you're banned for life. You never get to look at my beautiful face ever again, you dog. No, I don't. I hate medication. I hate it. That's fucking part of the Zionist state way to keep the people submissive. Is through these petroleum-based pills that fucking cook your brain. This is what a real man looks like. I have a little bit of assertiveness in me, but just because I don't jerk off, and I don't take drugs, and I don't eat shitty food, that's the secret. This is a normal behaviour. It's because so many people are medicated, jerking off 10 times a day, having 6 cans of Mothers, 6 Xanax for dinner, and then KFC for breakfast, and they wonder why they can't formulate a sentence. It's normal to be slightly aggressive as a man. No, Jeff. And you're banned for life. You know, it's so funny. It's considered normal now for men to be completely submissive, self-hating, white guilt, underachievers, proud to be on Centrelink, proud to be living at their parents' house in their 40s, eating soy nuggets and hitting on girls with daddy issues. That's a normal man. But if a guy speaks his mind, is in shape, and doesn't lie, he's got a condition. He's on drugs. You see that? Isn't that ironic? The people who are on drugs, the people who are eating shit, who are lying to women to have sex with them, they are considered normal. It's considered normal to be a piece of shit, to be a fucking pussy. But also, I have to admit, I did have an espresso of coffee at 4 o'clock today on the way home from work. And that's the only caffeine I've had today. The only drug I've had is 1 shot of espresso. And it's now midnight. So it's been about 8 hours since I've had some caffeine. But because I am very healthy, I'm very caffeine sensitive. Is it? Well, I do have to admit, I do have a bitchy side. I do have a feminine streak. I have to admit it. When I was a boy, a teenager, I was obsessed with rock stars like Black Sabbath, Beatles, Led Zeppelin, The Who. And they were really androgynous. David Bowie, these characters, they were pushed on the baby boomer peasants to encourage this androgynous feminine male because they needed that. And women are really easily influenced. If you look at the Eysenck 5-factor scale, personality scale, they're 1 standard deviation more agreeable, meaning they're more easily influenced. So if they think they're like guys who wear like tight denim pants and just show off their package and have long hair and just smoke dope all day and just steal their parents' money, that's considered like hot, you know. They'll, whatever they're told to find attractive, they will. And also the birth control pill, which was invented by a Zionist, when you take it, it literally makes you want more feminine men. Who puts their dietary requirements on their TikTok page? Like, you frame your entire identity, justice, power, violet on eating soy? That's really, really low form of human behavior. You frame your entire identity about what you put into your mouth. So sad. And now you're banned for life. Birth control, I think is disgusting. I think that sex is designed for making babies. My fiance is 4 months pregnant. She's never been more beautiful, never been more graceful. I've never been more proud of her. And I wish I did this 15 years ago. It's a beautiful thing. It's made us so much closer. And she's really just become more of a woman. And I really, really am disgusted at myself for I had a 7-year relationship before with an Australian girl, and I never wifed her up, never gave her kids, and I took her best years, and it was very dishonourable of me. And sex should be to make babies, and should be with someone you love and married to. And birth control pill encourages satanic behaviour of one-night stands, which is the biggest pitfall to society, is this open sexual... Because the whole world revolves around monogamy of women. Because if women are promiscuous, then men don't bother to get anything done. They just become slobs, you know? It's not good. So, birth control pill, shithouse, mate. And we're underpopulated. That's why they're forcing so many immigrants in the Western world, because no one's having kids. And they need people to do all the menial jobs, because all the Western people indoctrinated with this neo-Marxist values, and they all think their liberal arts degree means they should be a CEO of like a 6-digit company, because they've got this princess complex from Disney. So I'd probably be happy with about 10, but oh shit, I'm about to get banned. Well, have a good day, everyone. I'm probably going to be banned. That's what you get for being. I'll see how we go. I've just been restricted. Any second now, I'm going to be banned. Last few seconds. I'm kicked off the internet. This is fun, isn't it? How good's my forehead, eh? So that sometimes, though, I feel like Japanese may get worried there's a submarine coming for them, you know? It's like, oh, the Australians come for revenge! Alright, catch your cunts. Don't ever change. You're perfect.